You can see him gesticulating in the middle of the pitch, saying, nothing straight like that. We've got width. There's two big centre-backs, Abdulrahman and Aaron Evans. They will be able to cope with the long, straight ball into Wanda Lewis.
Yeah, rightly so, because if you look at that first 25 minutes which we are witnessing at the moment, the best players come down the left-hand side through Mansari playing through the right-hand side.
Here's Markkanen, the Finn, dispossessed by Tantau. The Tantai dispossessed himself. Floim gets the cross in, nearly breaks the Rakhmat. Toe poke clear by Tianlin. Now here's Mansare. We've seen him on the charge, faced by Aznawi. Latantai. Love how always available the experienced Vietnamese international is. Tan Long onto Ali Rabo. Tantai demanding the ball.
Well, Markkanen's been growing into the game. I think he found himself in a bit of a cul-de-sac in the first 20 minutes. He was running into the Binh Duong defense. He was trying to find the right runs, the right space to be an option. Now you can see him just working down the channels because he's not been getting the ball in between the centre-backs.
Tantau driving forward. Abdulrahman just steps in. Loose pass, just too far ahead of Plum. Onto the other side of Ho Tantai. Two in the penalty area, one of whom was Wanda Lewis. He made a forward move, the ball's gone beyond him, but his movement is concerning Abdulrahman.
Well, that's always positive for the offensive side, means he's moving in the right areas. And at the moment, there is some sort of communication between Evans and Abdulrahman. Been caught out a couple of times. The biggest problem at the moment is still Mansari. When he runs from deep, and they've got to watch the run of Wanda Lewis.
Tantai did well to win the ball back, and then he's first to react again. Tantai looking to prompt and prod inside. Wanda Lewis, Tantai. Good defending from Rashid Bakri. I'm enjoying the work in the middle of the park by Latantai. Mohamed Rahman. Wayudi.
Every time Wilson's tried to play through the heart of the Binh Duong defense, it has failed. Purely because I think it's a bit too straight, a bit too predictable, and they've managed both the defenders in Ali Rabo and Tan Long has managed Markkanen really well. So I think every time Markkanen actually tries to spread them apart, like just running into the channels, he's actually doing it for the team. Someone can get into that space. But whenever Wiljan and Markkanen tries to combine direct, it has been dealt really well by Binh Duong defense.
Tantai. Mansare. Ho Tantai. Space in the middle. It's just over. Tianlin. It'll break out to Onduk. A little knock there for Leon. Referee standing right by there. I'm not quite sure. Maybe there was a little knee into his thigh, but he's gone down with a dead leg. He's not at all happy, Will Jamplum.
Yeah, it's a knee nudge. Rightly so, it's not a foul. I think it was a fair challenge. The ball was 50-50, as you can see. Not much in there. It's a contact spot.
And strongly it was. If there was any deliberate intent, he needs to be careful because he's on a yellow card.
Well, just coming back to that prior attack, That's exactly what Binh Duong did really well in the first game. Ho Tan Sai timed his run, just holding his run, does not make that run early, and when he makes that run late, it's really hard to be defended. Then he's got a cross in him. And I thought Ang Duk moved a bit too early. I thought that cross was measured. If he had moved a bit later, he could have got onto the end of that cross.
There's not a lot in there, is there? It's a bit of an over-exaggeration by the big Dutchman. And carries on the cameo. Certainly not impressed. Maybe it's just one of those right on the side of the knee, which can be painful. Seeing it from a distance and experiencing it, though, are two very, very different matters. Castle will want to make sure it's not big, and that was an interesting one. Ball, yes, given back, but in a more difficult throw-in position than when it was given to them by Binh Duong. I think that tells you what Wonder Lewis thought about the incident. Going back in the game. Markkanen. Tan Tai just helps it forward. Ang Duk, Tan Tai. Two mainstays of the national team for the best part of a decade, those two. The new generation, not part of it, but still very, very significant contributors to the work for Binh Duong. Today, Tan Tai. Ang Duk gets under the ball. Wonder Lewis gets under the ball. Ang Duk was at the back post as well, and that must go down as a huge stamp.
Yeah, just love how agile Mansouri is, twisting in and out, and then creates that little space for Tan Tai to come really late, and then he measures across again. Again, just putting it in between two maroon shirts. Wonder Lewis perhaps reacting a bit late. His timing was off. That's why he got underneath the ball more than getting above the ball.
Abdul Rahman's clearance. William Ploym. Rahmat. Flag is up for offside against Mohamed Rahmat.
I like the movement of Markkanen here just to make space for Rahmat. I think was onside because
the camera angle's not quite square for us here. I'm going to give the assistant the benefit of the doubt.
That's what you need from Markkanen. That's a movement which is very clever because he knew that ball was going to be threaded to Rahmat, so he just makes a run, cross, tracks two defenders, attracts them to a space to give that space to Rahmat.
Referee plays an advantage. Ploym was trying to play in Rahmat again. And because there was no advantage accruing, there's going to be a yellow card for Tan Tai. Once again, it's our friend Rashid Bakri who's in the middle of it. Yeah, he's just caught him with his arm. Referee's played an advantage. Stan's not particularly impressed that a yellow card has been given there. But a yellow card has been given against Latantai, so both Binh Duong central midfielders now on yellow stamp.
Yeah, completely disagree with the ref on that yellow card. Well, he could give it as a foul purely because he thinks it's dangerous, but that's not a yellow card. Players are not allowed to protect themselves with the ball.
Evans attempted ball into Beni Wayudi. It was quick once. I don't think he was ever quick enough to pick up that, but it's been a short performance by Beni Wayudi. Good man to come in on the left-hand side of the defence. Tan Long back to his goalkeeper, De Pong. It remains goalless in Bogo, the designated home stadium for PSM Makassar in the AFC Cup. Allowed to play on their own island. Abdul Rahman. Floyd. Tantai gets away from Wiljan Ploy. Come forward by the other Tantai. And Tien Lin just pokes it wide. Now I've got a question for you here, Stan, about the goalkeeper coming out with studs up like that. The ball's gone wide, goal kick has been given. Is that the right decision?
It's the wrong decision. Absolutely. Because look at the first touch from Tien Lin. Cleverly run, picked up beautifully by Otantai. There you go, first touch, under control, sticking him out. He's nowhere near the ball, he's completely missed the ball. It's a yellow card and it should be a penalty. How's the referee missed it? How's the linesman missed it? Absolutely the wrong decision.
Anywhere else on the pitch, and that is a clear result. And Tien Lin is hurt because he has been taken out.
Absolutely, and it could be a serious injury as well. I've been in that situation many times. And most times, you get a foul for it. This is where consistency is so important for the man in the middle, the man in charge. He's given 2 yellow cards where a player trying to protect the ball, maybe a foul, at most.
Here's the first touch, then the ball is away.
Absolutely the wrong decision. I don't know how the linesman's not helped him, because the linesman has a clear vision of if the goalkeeper, and look, sometimes what referee's got to do is just look into the faces of these players who made a foul. You look at Rifki's face, he'll tell you a story, because he was shocked that wasn't a foul. He knows he's done a blunder.
Looks worse. Each angle you look at it.
And he's also malicious, because as you pointed out rightly so, there you go, a little bit of starts up as well on his right. He's taken out Tien Lin completely, not knowing where the ball is about. The goalkeeper coach has to have a word with him, because he seems to have his eyes on the ball as well.
Well, they've got away with it. It remains goalless. Rakhmat. Lovely ball onto the far post, was looking for the hard-running Rashid Bakri. Mansouri has done well, I think maybe at the concession of a corner.
Yeah, he runs really late. Gives a problem to Asnawi.
The goal kick has been given. Not many chances in this half. I can't think of a save that De Kyong has had to make. Makassar in need of a goal. Evans hoists it high, looks for Markkanen. Markkanen, lovely first touch. And Rakhmat was running away from the ball as Markkanen was trying to play it into his feet. Mansouri. Determined defending by Asnawi. It is a clear foul, but I love the determination of Asnawi, who's giving maybe 3 or 4 stone. So that's 20 kilos or so to Victor Mansouri.
Yeah, I think he's just got to be consistent in the way he's defended against Mansouri, because at times he's figured him out, at times he's allowed him to get into the right spaces. I think that's fantastic, because what Mansouri does from that position, if you give him space, he starts to create, and then he makes that forward run. He brings players into the game. He's absolutely key to helping Duong. So if they can figure him out, they've got a chance here.
Abdul Rahman and Wanda Lewis. The latest come. It's getting a little bit sticky and awkward. I'm not sure who this plays into the hands of. Wanda Lewis with the slightest of little elbows into Abdul Rahman. I was fully expecting Abdul Rahman to go right through the back there of Wanda Lewis, but credit to the Indonesian, he didn't. It's helped forward by Tan Long. Evans' header. Wayudi. Decent ball from Wayudi. Goalkeeper at the second attempt gets there. Once again, it's good work from Rashid Bakri. All kinds of complaints coming in from PSM Makassar players. Assistant referee is going to have to come into play here. Match referee.
Well, the Jordanians certainly got a match, because that's a clear handball, and that's a clear pen. Now, he's missed two penalties. As he tried to equal it, I don't know. But that's him using his hand to guide the ball towards where he wants the ball to be, knowing that he's had a loose touch.
Tantau it is. Mansouri did well. Tianlin, he's had the best chance of perhaps of the game. That's curled wide. Decent effort coming in from Onduk. Possibly had more time and space than he realised there.
Just look as he was trying to make that shot, look at what Tianlin is doing. Always making that forward run. That's how he scored that first, or the only goal of the last game in the first leg, purely because you can't track runners like that. That's purely him putting in some work and wanting to get in good offensive position.
Tan Long's been decent. One or two worries for Coach Kalazic. They've not really been able to get an attacking game going. That's helped forward by Bhutan Thai. Wanda Lewis beaten in the air. And marked and beaten by Onduk. Next to Tan Tao. Decent ball, Wanda Lewis again. This time Wanda Lewis! Put it wide, and that is twice now he's been through on goal. And twice he's been unable to make the goalkeeper work.
Yeah, I think it was a very tough angle. It was a bit acute as well. And then from that distance, from that angle, usually you pick accuracy over power first. But he's gone for power over accuracy, and it's always going to go wide.
Wanda Lewis again. And Time Evans with the clearance. It's been a bitty first half with an expectation this is going to spice up quite a bit, because there's one or two personal little jewels there. The aggro has rather overshadowed everything else, just moving the ball away there. It's the horrible little things that annoy players from both sides. The Tantai doesn't react. He's been there, seen it. this. Tianlin, Mansaray, they're the four targets. Tonduk, who gets the header, easily picked up by Rifki. Remains goalless, but 1-0 on aggregate. 3 minutes to add on at the end of this first 45. Two balls on the pitch, so Hotan Tai can legitimately just take a few extra seconds, which he will. He's giving that away. Markkanen is strong. Tan Long does well, helped out by Tan Tai. Klopp's header. Markkanen first to react. Sorry, it's Hume first to react.
I think both sides will go into the half. Both managers will be looking at this and saying they've got a goal in them. But that's not good news for Makassar, because Binh Duong will believe that they've got a goal in them, and that will cause a lot of trouble for Makassar. As much as they've gone out, they've created enough, deserve a penalty. Both sides deserve to be at least 1-1 each, and that does not help the cause of Makassar if that happened. But here, defensively, Makassar's got to work harder. Binh Duong has got the upper hand. They'll be much happy going into this first 45 minutes. Clearly, they've got that little advantage of a goal. They also believe that they can get an away goal here, clearly.
Mansaray's given the ball away and then wins it and loses it again. And Tantai, he drives that forward. Wanda Lewis gives up the chase. A bit of urgency from Aaron Evans. His goalkeeper Rifki will launch this one long. Picked up by Ali Rabo. It's a nice ball to Tianlin. I like Tianlin's work, two in the penalty area. He's won a corner right at the end of this first half. An opportunity maybe for Binh Duong to pick up that also important away goal. Makassar playing this home match in Bogor, which is a long way from home. It is their designated home match. They need to make home advantage still in this ASEAN Zone semi-final of the AFC Cup. Short, Tantai. It's in. Beautiful header. It's Mansaray who came in. Wanda Lewis is celebrating as well. Yeah, it's Wanda Lewis who's got the header. And the Brazilian, having missed two one-on-ones, atones it with a delicious header from a sublime cross.
Well, that's just quality, because I don't think he saw it late, because he's moving, expecting. I don't think he expected a far post ball, but how he's maneuvered that into the top corner. Absolutely no chance for any goalkeeper. That's what you call top corner is, because he hits the top crossbar and he goes in.
Terrific header from Wanda Lewis, and it's the last action of a first half, and it's a significant action in this semi-final. Hanoi await the winners of this in the ASEAN Zone final. At the moment, it's Becamex BÍNH DàOng who have got the real advantage. They lead by a 0-0 on the night with the away goal. It's 2-0 on aggregate. It means that when we come back after the break, Stanley Bernard Samuel, PSM Makassar need 3 goals to win.
Well, the only thing that can work for them now, they've got nothing to lose for the second half. They've got to come out, attack, be offensive.
Half time, it's PSM Makassar 0, Becamex BÍNH DàOng 1.
Ladies and gentlemen.
On the ball, off the ball, movement's the key. Whether you're passing, scoring, or celebrating a win, remember this rule to keep your cool with Rexona Men Motion Sets. Because the more you move, the more freshness it releases. Make the right move with Rexona Men.
When you see it at your front door, you are gonna run, more. If you don't love me now, you gonna love me tomorrow, kid. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me.
They drop into each other. Can anyone dethrone the king? Wherever you look, there is action here tonight.
Like a fire, like a cancer. There's nothing that she can't do.
Wonderful shot. One of the best of Korea.
You're gonna love me.
That is a fighter's fighter right there.
So successful the 142 years prior to me arriving, you just don't want anything to go wrong on your shift. 4 weeks out from the tournament, I probably have 2 hours sleep. As soon as I wake up, my mind is completely racing. I used to think that as a negative, but if I'm not waking up, thinking about the championships, wanting it to be perfect, then it's time for me to move on. Grass is a living organism. By the time we get around to the championships, it comes under so much stress. It's on the threshold of living or dying, and that's the balancing act that we do. I see myself as more of a custodian of the court, and it's almost like a snapshot of time. You're given a period of the championships to manage and then pass on. There's nothing else out there that compares to a tennis court at the Olympic Club. We always think we can do better. As long as we keep thinking that, then I think we'll keep on improving.
Hello and welcome to the Jalan Stadium in Singapore. It's the AFC Cup match day 6 here as Hope United take on Kaya FC. There's the ball, flies across the face of the goal, and it's the first chance. It's gone in. What a dream start. That's got to be one of the quickest goals in AFC Cup history. About 15 seconds, 12 to 15 seconds on the clock, and it's going to be credited to Adam Swandi. A massive deflection along the way.
Another good strong performance from Home United, deserved 3 points here at the Jalan Besar Stadium, and Kaya's attempt to go through to the next round just fizzles up.
Lao Toyota take on group toppers PSM that will look to extend their impressive debut season here in the AFC Cup. As Lao Toyota, they need to try and get some points on the board, restore a little bit of stability, and also play for a little bit of pride. Lovely ball played down the line though. Decent ball back. There's the goal. There's the breakthrough. Rashid bursting through from the middle of the park, and all the hard work done by one of the stars of that first 45 minutes. Saldi. Well, he's made the most of that because the ball was right behind him. He had to pick up, inject the pace into it, and then slot it in the back of the nets. As Guy Jr. goes through, there's your third. Unbeaten then in Group H are PSM. The clean sheet today is what they craved, and they got it. It finishes Lao Toyota 0, PSM 3.
Hello and a very warm welcome to you from the Hyundai Stadium in Hanoi, Vietnam. It's match day 6 of the AFC Cup 2019, and a vital game here in store for us as Hanoi FC take on Tampines Rovers of Singapore. Trying to clear their lines, Tampines, which they do, but only as far as Van Kien. Across the goal again. And they get their first
first goal. Has the flag gone up? No, it hasn't. Well, they failed to clear their lines properly, Tampines Rovers, and they pay the price inside the first 10 minutes. Oh, it's found its way in through that sea of players. Could Shazwan have done better? Well, it doesn't matter because the goal counts for Danjung as we hear the final whistle, and that means that Hanoi will top the group on this final day. Tampines Rovers will now have to await the result between Binh and Ceres in the Philippines, and if Binh don't win that game, then Tampines go through. Nice little flick on. Just looking to get in behind. He hasn't given a penalty, has he? Yes, he has. And it just looked like the faintest of contacts after the ball had been played, but the referee has pointed straight to the spot. A one-step run-off. And decides to take 2 steps back, and then just slapped it wide. What a miss that was. The keeper went completely the wrong way.
I don't believe what we've seen.
He's seen Muller off his line, and he's clipped it. We thought it was a cross initially, but that has floated and drifted into the far post with under 2 minutes to go. Has that salvaged Binh Duong's AFC Cup aspirations?
That is the most extraordinary goal I think I've seen in years, literally. He's looked up, he's seen his man, he's flipped it over his man. It is a fabulous finish. It's a wonderful piece of skill.
There is the full-time whistle by the sound of things, and you can see what it means. It's an absolute stunner from Wanda that stole this game, and it looks as though from the celebrations here, it is Binh Duong that will go through as the best runners-up from the Southeast Asia zone. Yangon United take on Naga World in Group F from the Tawuna Stadium in Yangon. There is no way that either of these two sides can qualify for the knockout phase of this competition. Here's Kant. Nice little out. 1-1 win! He did it in the last game. He's done it again. And he now becomes the top scorer for Yangon United in this season's competition. Will it be a second right at the death? Handball? Yes. Correct decision. Referee, right place at the right time. Miller saying, let me take it. Silla's going, no, let me take it. They're both looking at the bench. Clear handball. And that is all over. It's going to be Yangon that take the spoils and will finish third in Group F. This is the AFC Cup. This is Group G. Persija Jakarta versus Shan United. So both teams with different thoughts in mind coming into this match. They served them well. The start of the season, my goodness, that is a horrendous error from Fontok Samin. And that's the opening goal of the game. Not the biggest, usually the quickest. And they found a way through. And another goal. Finds Matos gliding away. Still Matos. Simple, easy. Susanto, 3-0. Persija. No one's going to stop Rico now. Surely this is going to be in. It is in. And Rico Sumanjuntak gets the goal his performance deserves. Misunderstanding. Will be offside if he plays on with this. No flag. Rico sets it up for Matos. The walk in. The mic drop. 5-1 Persija Jakarta. Sandy. Rico. Cut it around the goalkeeper once. Still Rico. Sandy at the far post. He's decided to flip it up, and no one challenges Matos, who gets his hat-trick.
go out of this tournament, and they go out with a heavy defeat, 6-1 by Persija Jakarta.
I'm searching with a new smile, I'm loving with a new heart. I'm searching for a new life, searching for a new sky, searching for a new life.
Open up your senses. Explore. Time, smooth as silk.
Strap yourselves in because this is going to be absolutely crazy.
Okay, stand by. Broadcast started. Godspeed.
Great job.
The Eagle has landed.
Simply the best.
Roll, please. Play.
Incredible stuff. Exquisite. You've got to be kidding me.
Wow, that's the break. If someone, if years from now, we'll be talking about this one. A very warm welcome back to the Pakansari Stadium in Bogor. We are in Indonesia, but not on Makassar, the home venue for PSM Makassar. They are having to play their home away from home against Becamex BİNH Dào HING, and they are trailing by a 0-0 at half-time in the second leg of the ASEAN Zone AFC Cup semi-final. They trail 2-0 on aggregate and need 3 goals in this next 45 minutes if they are to progress to a date against Hanoi in the ASEAN Zone final. Stanley Bernard Samuel is alongside me in the penalty area, and Makassar look like they're going to bring on Zulam Zamran, a winger, to try to improve their attacking potential in this second half. Stan, from what you've seen in the first 45 minutes, the PSM Makassar have a goal in them, never mind 3.
Well, I fear both sides have goals in them. And then BİNH Dào HING went on to score that goal. Makassar certainly has goals in them. Clearly, they're going to go up with the change. You're seeing Rizky Pelu, who plays more deeper. Zamran will provide more width, more pace. They're going to go gung-ho. They're going to go offensive. There's going to be goals in them. But do they show you enough that they're not going to concede the second half? They haven't shown me enough over the both legs. And I think BİNH Dào HING, the way they've approached this game, if they sit a bit more defensive, they're going to invite Makassar. And I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to try and go out and attack on the break, on the transition, and they're good enough.
Hanoi await the winners of this semi-final. Jordanian referee Ahmed Faisal Al-Ali gets us underway. PSM Makassar in the all-maroon strip. They'll need an early goal if they are to make any kind of a difference. And Zamran is a good winger, good enough to maybe supply the ammunition for Eero Markkanen, the big striker in possession at the moment. Bakri tries to get to the byline. Zamran has come on the left-hand side. Sorry, it's Mohamed Rahmat trying to get to the byline. He showed a couple of glimpses, certainly early on, that he's able to get down to the byline, provide the crosses. But there hasn't really been great service for Markenham from either Plum or Rahmat. Risky Pellu, it is the man who's come off, a hard-working midfielder. So it is very much an attacking change by Kalazic. Abdul Rahman's header. Uljan Plum. Plum looks for Markenham. Good turn from Markenham. And it's just poked clear by Tan Tao. As Rashid Bakri was trying to come in, just get a toe poke onto a lovely ball in by Markenham. Tan Tao has been hurt, but it's a terrific defensive contribution by the fullback.
Yeah, it was key, because you look at what Rashid Bakri does really well, is as soon as he sees an opportunity, he just makes that run. And again, I think that could have fallen anywhere, because I'm just looking at Rahman. If that could have just gone into his part, he would have just needed to tap it into an empty net, but it was a bit far away from him. But again, very positive signs. They need 3 goals here.
Rashid, they probably need an early goal. Jim, a little bit short. Goal scorer, Wanda Lewis, drives forward, and that will be a yellow card. No complaints about that. Wanda Lewis, brilliant header he scored in first half injury time. And as now he picks up a yellow. And as now he needs to be careful, because he's got to mark Victor Mansoret. Victor Mansoret caused him all kinds of problems in the first half. Another tackle like that and he will be off. It's Mansoret. It was a lovely ball played in there by Latansai. Ali Rabo under pressure from Markenham. Held back by Tan Long, who's been very neat and tidy as the sweeper. Markenham closes down. Good Kwong. Played in, looking for Zamran. Hussein, he wants it to his feet. Zamran. Abdul Rahman getting the sharp tongue there from Zulam Zamran, who's another of those with a number of Indonesian caps to his name. So there is experience out there from Makassar. 1 goal, and they could just re-energize the effort. But they need that goal.
Well, it does help in the sense of how they're going to approach the balance of the match. But again, when it comes to defending probably the hardest part of football, you got to do it with a bit of intelligence. You got to do it cohesively. At the moment, I think how Mansari and the rest are gone about on the counter attack, they look really strong. You got to give it to Binh Duong on how they're gone about on the transition.
Mansoret. Big, strong athlete, Mansoret. He's got the better of Aznawi. He's been determined in his defending. Mansoret into Tantai. Just gets it stuck under his foot. And that allows Benny Wayudi a chance to come through. On Duck. Thinks of the shot on Duck, straight down the throat of Rifki. I'm already beginning to look on the clock on behalf of PSM Makassar. 5 minutes have elapsed already. 3 goals in 40 minutes is the maths. Lutantai. And long. Kwong just ease it forward. Picked up by Wiljan Plum. Onduk. Tantai. I was about to say Lutantai rarely wastes a pass until he put that one out of play, but he's so influential in the heart of midfield. Plum. Zamrun. Inside of him is Aznawi. Plum. Zamrun. Wants it on his left foot. Plum. It has broken to Rakhmat. And the effort when it comes is high and not too handsome from Beniwayudi. Well, that's just really, really poor for such an experienced man in Beniwayudi. Because there was no chance here. First, I thought Rakhmat could have tried to fasten his touch to put the ball in, because if you look at where Markkonen was, could have targeted that far post area. Not a bad idea after he was late, but then by any standards, Beniwayudi, that's really poor, because that just kills 6 players in the box who perhaps have a chance to be putting the ball. I think in comparison to that midfield, when you talk about Tien Lien and the rest, and Duke as well, I just think the comparison is the more neat, the more tidy, the positioning sense of how they just get back into a good formation. Comparison to Makassar, who's a bit more wild. Markkonen just breaking off. That's good defending. Tan Long doesn't dive in. Time to tackle beautifully. Sorry, Markkonen was marauding towards goal there. Had to cut you off in your prime. Aznawi, though, with this throw-in. Markkonen's gets too much on that. That will go out for a goal kick. They're going to give it a go. Yeah, absolutely. What probably worries this man here is when they actually go out, they attack, and then on the transition, Binh Duong seems to be very disciplined to just try and play easy passes through Mansari, who makes powerful runs. In just comparison, again, Makassar, they might be good enough to get a goal here, but just a bit wild, I would say, in where they defend. At times they just get into spaces which are not helpful. Bluim, outside of him, Beniwayudi. Ahead of him, he's got Rakhmat. Rakhmat looks to turn. Rakhmat! Good safe hands from De Kong. That couldn't come off his body. Good goalkeeping. Yeah, good positioning. Clearly, right in the centre of that 6-yard box. Anything in that 6-yard box, I'm in charge. Uses his body to cushion the ball as well. Goalkeeping. Deeper in this second half. Now Zamrun's got a chance to run. Zamrun looks for Markkonen. Best chance the Finns had. Well, Mansari wasn't sure. Set it up beautifully for Zulam Zamrun. First involvement since he's come on. We thought that was a quality ball because it puts it ahead of Tan Long. Tan Long didn't know where Markkonen was.
should be putting that at the very minimum on target. Gets down, but then loses his bearings. Nice footwork by Tantau. Tantai, to his namesake, Ho Tantai. Zhonghui, Ho Tantai. Zhonghui. He and Tianlin just getting in each other's way a little bit, but there wasn't that chance for Markkanen. Defending pretty solidly are the men in blue from Vietnam. Becamex BİNH Dào hiNG. Easily picked off there by Tan Tao. Wanda Lewis scored the goal. The flag stays down. Tianlin looks for support, finds it with On Duc. Little loose from On Duc, and the pace has gone out to the attack. Wanda Lewis. Tianlin inside of him. Still Wanda Lewis. Even stands up to the far post. Tianlin by that time was on the penalty spot. Wayudi.
Well, Makassar has just got lucky. I saw some defenders being caught on their heels, just having to jog back. Well, Tianlin had the ball, perhaps could have played it through. Again, Tianlin making that trademark run. No one tracked him. Poor first start because he would have been on through and goal.
Leon. And inadvertent nutmeg. Tantai. Trying his desperate best to win the ball back. Leon. Zamrun. Good run by Asnawi. Pulls it back, and Young just couldn't direct the left-footed attempt on target. Pressure's still on there. Ali Rabo's clearance. Rashid. Clock. Rashid. Well, you can see the intention. Makassar.
Yeah, they've created two very good chances. Could have put one of them away at the very least. Markkanen at the end of both chances. What worries me again is back to square one. When they don't have possession, are they working hard enough to get back into the right spaces? Are they defending collectively? The answer is no.
Tantau. Mansouré available. Tantau goes to the byline. Squares it back, and it's not put in. Wanda Lewis it was who was looking for the tap-in. Instead, Zamrun comes forward. Plum. Zamrun. Markkanen in the middle. Not too much on that for Eero Markkanen. Mayudi's header. Tantai only finds Markkanen. Helps it over, looks for Rakhmat. Going to go the long way around Ho Tantai. Ho Tantai again does well. Doesn't get the decision he's after, but defended well enough. Australian Aaron George trying to launch a long throw-in. Markkanen is in there. Look will be involved as well. Markkanen gets his head to the ball. Mansouré eventually cleared by Latantai.
isn't going to get one. Less than half an hour. A goal every 10 minutes is what's required. Clock. Not been as influential as he'd like, but Clock is making a forceful run and then misplaces the pass. Easily defended by Ho Tan Tai. Under Lewis. He thought he was taken out. Tian Lin thought he was taken out. Referee says neither was. Is Markkanen. Rahmat. By Ali Rabo. Floim. Trying to get something going, but maybe forcing the passes. Aaron Evans has to go back to start another move. Mark Clock. Abdul Rahman. Nice ball. Hasnawi. Too close to the goalkeeper.
Well, as the game draws further, and with so much positive that we're trying to give Makassar, as long as they don't score, they're going to run into a lot of problems, because I'm looking at a few players here who's already struggling. Wiljan is one of them. He's unable to do much besides, obviously he's a technical player. He played the ball to his feet. He perhaps can put some good passes. But right now what they need is a player who can do a work defensively and offensively. And Wiljan, wonder if Kalisic is going to be bold enough to replace him.
Max is coming on. He'll just hold the central midfield that Trong Hoi has been doing. Vietnamese citizen now, Max.
Substitution for Becamex, player number 23.
Trong Hoi has done a very, very useful role in the heart of midfield. Clock. Doing their best to keep the atmosphere going for the home side. I keep saying home side. If you're a long, long way from your home ground, it is difficult to regard it as a home game. But they'll still keep coming. Throw Hasnawi. Zamran gets the better of Max, and then Zamran hoists it. He's looking for Rahmat. Good, strong defensive header from Tan Tai. That's exactly why you were so impressed with Tan Tai in the first leg. But this will come back from Benny Wayudi. And Benny looks for Markkanen, who is offside. I think it's rather inevitable that the goalkeeper will go down injured at some stage in this game. Hopefully, Ahmed Faisal doesn't fall for it. Straight jump by Markkanen. I don't see any foul there by Markkanen.
That's play acting. Goalkeeper will be completely fine. There you go. He's going to take a kick right now after showing the officials that his rib was hurt.
Ho Si Jap will be coming on for Tian Lin, who had that chance in the first half. When it was forced wide, he's been lively down the right-hand side. Young Vietnamese international, he certainly played his part. And I think as he goes off, he can consider the job is three-quarters done already for Binh Duong.
Absolutely instrumental. These runs, that's a trademark run, not many has that in modern day football, purely because it's not easy for you to cover that kind of space. But Tams has run really well. His midfielders understands that run. I just thought that last run he made could have had a better first touch because he would have on true on goal.
rather wasteful. His first involvement, Hosijap. But he's a more defensive player than Tianlin tends to be. Tianlin does like to get forward. Hosijap will get forward, but will need a little bit of encouragement to do so. Wiljan, out to Rahmat. Ayudi's floated cross. And the effort comes in from Eero Markkanen, who's beginning to get a little bit of joy, a little bit of service at last, coming for the big fin. What he needs is, might not be scoring directly from this kind of header, but if he can get players working off him.
But you do know that it's always difficult when someone loops the ball that high. It just makes it 10 times harder to try and get anything of that header, any kind of power towards goal.
Mansoret on Duck. Measured a shot and instead leaves it for Tantai. On Duck. Again, thinks about it. Goes out to Sijap. Oh, Tantai. Went for the near post. And it'll be a corner kick. Decent save from Rifki.
Yeah, crucial that he was not trying to be a bit clever. Thought his positioning was good, Rifki, because he was prepared. Never took a step to his right, because sometimes goalkeepers just try and predict it. With that kind of space, where's the ball going to end? Far post, let's try and get there earlier. And Tantai, a keen, consistent performance over the two legs.
Tantai just couldn't get the ball ahead of Rahmat, who defended well. Duck goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, Dukwong. The clock's. We are now into the final quarter of the game. It will need a remarkable intervention now. Becamex BINH Dào HING are going to be denied an ASEAN Zone final against Hanoi. Lovely turn from Mansoret. Mansoret! It's a whisker wide of Rifki's near post.
Well, this time, collecting the ball in number 9 area. What I like about him is he's got power. He collects the ball, he's already prepared to take on, to receive physical battles. Just a bit wide.
Markkanen went for the give and go with Rahmat. It'll be a free kick. And Rahmat wanting the yellow card for Ho Tantai. Well, that's a couple of cynical challenges we've seen exactly like that. Now he's been yellow carded, or there have been yellow cards in the game. Clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maroon shirts on the far side of the penalty area. Clock's ball is too much pace on it and easily gathered by Dukwong. Junior. Cameroonian board, but now an Indonesian citizen prepares to come on. Not a discussion whether or not he'd actually start the game today. Little arm on the shoulder there from Wiljan Plum. Here's Mansoret. Tantau. He's getting forward a lot more. Looking to play an on Duck, and that will go out for a throw-in for BINH Dào HING, who lead by a goal to nil on the night, 2-0 on aggregate. ASEAN Zone semi-final of the AFC Cup 2019. Hanoi are the team who will wait in the ASEAN final. Wanda Lewis header in the first half, a wonderful header, first half injury time, as that is floated too long by Ho Tan Tai. Defensively very solid. Both he and Tan Tao on the other side, and now begin to get forward a little bit more, the two fullbacks, Stanley Bernard Samuel.
Yeah, as long as Makassar do not get on the score sheet, they've got every right to actually go on and attack and build, get another goal and just close any hopes that Makassar have. And they've done really well in the second half, I must say, Binh Duong. Because as much as they've tried to also increase, they've been pretty disciplined. They've actually let go a couple of times where Malcolm was at the end of those chances. But besides that, all the possession Makassar has had has not resulted in any good goal-scoring chances.
Rashid Bakri to come off. Guy Jr. is how he goes by. I'll do a Guy Jr. full name. Out and out striker.
Replaced by player number 39.